Alright everyone, so let's get started. Now for today's video, I'm so excited. I've been saying this in all of my intros these past few videos, but I can't help it. I'm always so excited when it comes to trying new makeup. And for today's video, we are going to be trying the new Quo Beauty Pride Collection. I'm so excited because Quo makeup is such an affordable, fun makeup line. I believe it's only sold in Canada in the Shoppers Drug Mart. If you're on the Quebec side, it's the Family Prix. But yes, so in this collection you have a couple of items. So first of all, we have the Quo Beauty Love is Love eyeshadow palette, which retails for $25, and you have 12 shades in here. When I first look at this palette, you mostly have matte eyeshadows, but you do have two shimmers. So you have the light purple and the light pink. In the collection, we also have the Quo Beauty Heart Liquid Liners, and these retail for $12. And these are supposed to be bright, vibrant liquid liners, and they're supposed to be long-lasting also. They're very long-lasting. I swatched these yesterday. It's been 24 hours of me washing my hands. Like, these are not removing. I'm hoping that I will be able to remove this after the video because I don't really want to go to work tomorrow with bright eyeliner. Next, we have the liquid lipsticks, which retails for $13, and these are supposed to be matte, full coverage, and you're supposed to have a full opaque shade with one single swipe. We'll see about that. We have the Can't Hide My Pride false lashes, which retail for $14. These are really pretty. They're rainbow, but in a very subtle way. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these today. I think I'm going to try and use these today, but I don't really like to wear false lashes that much. And while doing my face chart, I didn't really plan to use these. And we also have nail polishes. I'm going to have to keep you updated in the description box below so that I can give you my opinion there, because I'm not really a nail person. My nails are awful. So these retail for $10.99, and I have the shade Ally and Vogue. Also in the collection, we have the Rainbow Blending Sponge. It looks so cute. This retails for $9. And we also have the bucket hat, which I'm so stoked about. I always wanted to have a bucket hat. This one retails for $22. That's pretty expensive for a bucket hat. I don't do a lot of bucket hat shopping, so I'm not really sure if that's a good price for a bucket hat, but it seems pretty expensive, but it feels really high quality, and you can also reverse it so that you have the rainbow inside. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I did a poll on my stories to ask you if you wanted me to use the Quo Pride Collection or to try some new M Cosmetics items, and Quo Beauty won by far. And I also asked you which primers and setting spray you wanted me to use for my video, and you had the choice between Urban Decay All Nighter and NYX Cosmetics, and NYX Cosmetics won by just a little. So today we are also going to be trying these products out. I'm so excited. I received this in the mail. It's a really funny story because one night I came back home from work and I saw this huge package at my front door, and inside the package was this. I was so confused. Like, there was no identification or no brand on the box. I was really confused why I received a mini fridge. And then I opened the fridge up and there was the NYX products inside, so that made more sense. But like, what the heck? NYX Cosmetics, thank you so much. I don't know how I deserve this. Like, I got a mini fridge. I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, back to the products. So we first have the NYX Plump Right Back with Electrolytes Mix. This is a plumping serum. I think I need some plumping. My skin is a little bit unplumped. And then we also have the Plump Finish Setting Spray, and it's also with electrolytes, and electrolytes are supposed to be hydrating, I think. Okay, so let's stop talking. Let's apply the makeup on the face now. Like usual, I'm going to be starting by priming my lids. I'll be using my MAC Pro and Wear Paint Pot in the shade Painterly, and I'm just going to place that all over my lid, making sure I get into my inner corners outer corner, and I'm also going to bring some of that on my lower lash line. And I'm going to go in the Love is Love palette. In today's makeup look, I really want to use these green shades because they look really pretty, especially the shade called Fearless. But yeah, I'm going to start with the shade Unity to get a transition shade. So I'm going to grab that with my JH42 brush, which is a small packing brush. Quo eyeshadows, I'm kind of like on the fence about, because the first time I ever tried them in my first impressions videos when they sent me some of their eyeshadows, I loved them. They looked beautiful. I was so obsessed. They blended beautifully. They did not skip. They had a lot of pigment. They were really easy to build. But in another video where I retried them, I don't know why, but they did not work the way I remembered. So this is kind of like a test to see if I really do like these eyeshadows. So I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to start by placing this on my lower lash line. And I'm slowly going to bring this upwards towards the end of my brow. And in a curve, I'm going to take it towards my crease. And when the green is getting closer to my crease, I'm going to do another little swoop towards my inner corners. And the eyeshadow is going only halfway on my lower lash line, so it's not going to go towards my inner corners. And then with my JH40 brush, I'm just going to do some circular motions on top of that shade just to make it more smoky. So far that shade is blending quite nicely. I am losing some pigmentation, but I'm not going to bother too much because I'm going to go in with the darker green shade. So I'm going to be taking the shade Fearless with a very small precise brush. This is a BH Cosmetics brush, and I'm going to be placing that green shade at the base of the light green shade to do a gradient effect. All right, so now that I have the dark green shade, I'm going to go on top with the JH42 brush, and I'm just going to blend that green shade a little bit more with that brush. And I'm going to be doing some back and forth until I have the intensity that I want. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with what I have at the moment. Maybe I'm going to continue doing some blending after. But right now, I think I want to jump into the eyeliner. And also first impressions, these are blending quite nicely. And as you can see, the pigment is there. Like, it's very, very pigmented. So far, so good. So now I want to jump in with the eyeliner, and I'm going to be trying the shade called Bold, which is the purple shade, and the packaging is so cute. You have a little heart. So the tip is very, very fine. And with this liner, I'm actually going to outline where we have that negative shape. So I'm going to create a zigzagged graphic liner, and I'm not going to follow the line going to my lower lash line, but it's rather going to go to the center of my lash line. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to start at the center of my lash line, and I'm going to do a line going towards the end of the zigzag, and this is going to do a negative liner effect. And with the purple liner, I am going to do a third swoop going towards my inner corners. Okay, for this makeup look, I was planning on doing a pointy inner corner, but this makeup look is calling for a rounded inner corner, so I think I'm going to do rounded inner corner, even though I've been doing rounded inner corners way too much. So I'm just going to do a rounded inner corner, going from my inner corners to my lower lash line. Let me say right now, I'm absolutely shocked at how easy these eyeliners are to use. These glide wonderfully on the eyes. You can build them on. You can really build the shape up, and it does not get chunky. They're so easy to use. It's crazy. And the tip is so fine. You can really achieve small lines. And when you do mistakes, it's so easy to remove them. I'm very impressed with these. So next, I'm just going to clean my eyeshadow up a little bit. So I'm going to be taking my Quo Beauty concealer. This is in the shade Shell C0. I'm going to take some of that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to grab that with a flat brush, and I'm just going to use that to clean certain areas. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it made those areas more light. I really want those areas to be skin toned, so I'm just going to take a Q-tip with some micellar water, and I'm just going to remove some of that concealer because I find that the concealer is too too white. I think I'm just going to take my MAC Pro Longwear paint pot instead. That color is more neutral. It's not as white. So I'm just going to do my other eye really quickly and I'll be right back. I'm really happy because these look symmetrical for once in my life. Next, I'm just going to apply some mascara and I'm going to be taking the Roller Lash Mascara from Benefit. I've been really liking this mascara. It really does separate the lashes. It gives a lot of length, a lot of volume. I really enjoyed this mascara. These lashes are very, very pretty. Honestly, it's really fun because when you look down, you see the color, but when you look up, it's black. Like, these lashes are very interesting. I really like them. I think these lashes are going to be too much for this makeup look, but like they're very pretty. But right now I'm going to start working on my complexion. So first for my complexion, of course, I'm going to be trying this right here. This is the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer. You can use this alone or with foundation. And this is supposed to plump up the skin, make it fuller, make it more firm, I think. I'm just going to take one pump. Okay, so it has kind of a gel type of texture. And I'm going to massage this into my skin. Okay, so this feels really fresh. It feels really sticky also. It really reminds me of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. My skin does feel moisturized. Not sure if it does feel more plump, but I do like the texture and it's probably going to allow the foundation to really grip on the skin. For my foundation, of course, I'm going to be taking my Quo liquid foundation in the shade Ivory C2. I'm going to dab a little bit of that all over my face. And with my Rare Beauty foundation brush, I'm just going to buff everything in. Oh, I forgot about the sponge! Okay, so I'm just going to buff everything in and then I'm going to go on top with the sponge. Whoops. Alright, so it did expand quite a bit and I'm going to blend the rest of the foundation into the skin with that. I really love my complexion right now. This Quo foundation is really beautiful. It's very buildable and usually it has more of a matte satiny texture. And I feel like because of the primer, it did give more shine. And I really like the sponge because it did absorb excess foundation because I did go overboard with the foundation. But it blended everything super nicely. Next, I'm going to be taking the Quo Beauty concealer in the shade Shell C0. And I'm going to place that on my under eyes. I'm going to apply just a little bit because this is a very light concealer. And I'm going to be blending this in with a sponge. I should use sponges more often because that concealer usually is more on the dry side, but the sponge blended the concealer out beautifully. For my bronzer, I think I'm going to apply the Rare Beauty bronzer stick with the Quo sponge. So I'm just going to take some of my bronzer on the back of my hand and I'm going to pick it up with the butt of my sponge and I'm just going to dab that on the perimeter of my face. For my blush, of course, I'm going to be using also the Quo multi-use stick in the shade Desire, and this is gorgeous. This is really pretty. It's very affordable. It gives such a nice shine to the skin. It applies beautifully. It layers really nicely on top of any other sort of makeup. And yeah, this is really worth it in my opinion. So I'm just going to grab some of that also with the butt of my sponge and I'm going to dab that on the high points of my cheeks. For my highlight, it's been a while since I last used this and I want to use this because this is kind of a cream texture highlight and right now my complexion is cream on cream and I'm obsessed, so I want to keep the cream dewy vibe. So I'm going to be taking the ColourPop Supershock highlight in the shade Your Catch, and this is a beautiful creamy golden highlight and I'm going to take that with a brush and I'm just going to dab that on the high points of my cheeks. Why did I stop using this? This is so intense. I'm just going to dab on top with my finger just to blend it out. So I'm kind of shocked. This might go back in my everyday pouch because I forgot how beautiful this is. I'm just going to fill in my brows super quickly. So I'll be using the Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade 3 and I'm going to set my brows in place using the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. Next, I don't know which shade I want to go for. Oh my god. I think I'm going to go for the shade Hold Space. I'm not going to do a liner because I want to see how these look on their own. So I'm just going to do a coat of this Okay, so I did a terrible job of filling my lips in, but I think I'm going to use a lip liner on top just to make this more clean. This shade, I kind of like it. It's a really nice purpley shade, and it's already starting to dry. Like, this definitely has a lot of pigment. It applied quite uniformly, and it's opaque in one swipe. So the claims are true. I'm going to let that dry for a couple of seconds. I'm definitely not the kind of person to wear liquid lipsticks that much because I have smaller lips, and liquid lipsticks tend to make my lips look dry and smaller. So I don't really usually use matte liquid lipsticks, but these definitely feel very lightweight. So it does have a little bit of transfer. It's still very impressive. So just to make this lip color more warm, because I feel like right now it's looking very cool toned for this eye makeup look, I'm going to be taking the Yves Rocher Automatic Lip Liner in the shade 51 Beige, and I'm just going to line my lips on top of this liquid lipstick. And I think I just want to go on top with the shade Choose Love, which is the bright pink shade. And I want to try and place that in the center of my lips, and I'm going to dab it out with my fingers. I'm so on the fence right now. I need more of a nude lipstick. Let me try this one. So this is the shade Inspire. Oh, I think I did a mistake. Yeah, that's too much. Too much. So I'm going to reline my lips with the Yves Rocher Automatic Lip Liner in the shade Beige. And I'm going to fill my lips in with the Fenty Mattemoiselle lipstick in the shade Single, which is a nice corally shade. And I'm just going to apply some gloss on top. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Baby Brute. I just want to apply not too much, just some, to add some shine. Something I forgot to do, I wanted to line up my waterline with the Solman Gel Liner in the shade 5. This is a green eyeliner, and it just broke. God damn it. These gel liners, you have to be so careful with them because they break when you open them too intensely. So I'm just going to place that in my waterline. And let's just try this for the heck of it. I'm curious to try this. So you just peel it. It's sticking. It's doing its job. I want to try and like just see if that's cute. Is this cute? Okay, so I didn't really like the gems with this makeup look. I think I'm going to leave everything like this. It's very simple, but I feel like the shape and the colors are very impactful on their own. So I'm just going to sum everything that I just tried. First of all, the eyeshadow palette, I'm very happy with it. Although I will have to say, I feel like the green eyeshadow is fading a little bit. So it might be not very long lasting, but if you do use a really good primer, you shouldn't have any problems. I will have to play with this palette more often, but like so far, like the green is very pigmented and it blended really nicely. For the price, I would say if you're looking for a good rainbow eyeshadow palette, I would recommend this. I found something. These are amazing. These are gorgeous. Very long lasting, very pigmented. The purple applied beautifully. It was so easy to apply. I did not struggle at all. Did not chunk up. It's so lightweight. I don't feel it on my face. I don't know what else to say. I would highly, highly, highly recommend these if you're looking for an affordable, colorful liquid eyeliner. Next, for the liquid lipsticks, they're nice. Like I said, I'm not really the kind of person to use liquid lipsticks because they just make my lips so dry, but I was really surprised by the pigmentation of these. They're very pigmented, they glide beautifully on the lips, they feel like they're going to be very long lasting, they did not transfer too much, but I would probably have to use these on a regular basis to get a better opinion. I'm not really sure if they are going to dry my lips out, but when I had a couple of these shades on my lips, it did not feel like it was drying my lips out at all. It still felt like it had a little bit of moisture. So I'm not really mad about that. And the colors are super bright, very intense. So I would also recommend these. I'm not going to talk about the lashes too much because lashes, I feel like they're pretty good overall. Like it feels like the band is very flexible and they're very, very interesting. They're very colorful. I would need to find a makeup look to wear these so that the lashes are the main focus of the makeup look. But for today's video, I really wanted to try the eyeliners mostly. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to use these in another video, but I do think that I'm probably going to like them. If you're looking for an intense, colorful fake lashes, you're probably going to like them. The sponge, at first I really liked it, but was I supposed to wet this? You're supposed to wet sponges, aren't you? But like when I wet it, it's starting to rip off. Yeah, it's starting to like fall apart and rip apart. If you're looking for a sponge, maybe don't go for this one. Maybe go for one that's one color, because it's definitely because of the colors that the sponge is ripping apart. So this one I would not recommend. And that's pretty much that for Quo makeup. I'm just going to talk about these. I forgot to use this one. Wow, I'm really bad at this. Let me just apply this. Oh. The mist is very aggressive. I see splatters on my face, like some droplets. It definitely made my skin very, very dewy, so I do not mind that. I would say before going for the NYX one, go for the Pixie one. The Pixie one is beautiful. Gorgeous. The mist is just so nice, so soft, so gentle, and it gives such a nice shine to the skin. I think it's the watermelon one I used to use. I bought so many of those bottles. So the primer I also really liked. I think I preferred this to the Milk Hydro Grip, because the Milk Hydro Grip is very grippy, it's very intense, and I feel like it's like too much, because I usually like a very lightweight foundation, and I feel like the Milk Hydro Grip, it just grips onto the makeup and it doesn't allow the foundation to blend like I would want it to blend. But this one is not as grippy, and it did leave a quite nice dewy finish to my skin. So I do see myself reaching for this one more often. Okay, so I think that sums up pretty much everything. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I keep forgetting the secret emoji, but today I'm not going to forget. So of course, for Pride, let's do the rainbow. So put the rainbow in the comment section down below. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos every single Mondays. So subscribe so that you don't miss any of the Makeup Mondays. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.